We are washing some heifers today. These are our 4-H heifers. We've got all of our supplies ready. Foamer. And we use this hose nozzle to hook the foamer up to it after we brush them. These curry combs here, or I like to use these brushes. And then we're gonna blow them out to make sure all the dust and everything is off of them before we actually wash them. This is my girl Domino, and I'm going to start getting her cleaned up to get ready to be washed. Blow them out really good before washing so that it's not so muddy. We always want to blow the hair up towards their face, so it makes it more fluffy. So you see here, my son's already brushed out his heifer Dice, and he's just blowing all the hair to get all the dirt and dust out of her. She's a pretty girl. Hair care is super important when showing. They like to see a nice, clean, and conditioned hide, which makes for nice, long, fluffy, healthy hair. A lot of times, what we normally do is we'll use our foamer here before getting their whole entire body wet, which is kind of what I'm going to do now. I mainly just soaked her legs and her tail because it had more dried up mud. But normally you would use the foamer on their dry hair, and the soap gets in there a lot better and doesn't just straight run off their bodies when they're all wet. So that's what I'm going to do now, is get her all foamed up. So I got my scrubby here. I'm going to scrub her down, and then I'm going to go over her again with the soap. Already been to a show once this year, and we've worked with them a whole lot. And Sometimes they would kick at us when doing their legs at first and all, but we've really worked with them good enough to where they're pretty chill and easygoing with everything. So always remember to use caution. They are big animals and things can happen. So now we are going to rinse them off and get ready to blow their hair out. Scrub Dice down and is getting ready to rinse all the soap out now. Or he is rinsing all the soap out now. Take her over and start blowing her dry. Like I said, when you're hosing them, brushing them, blowing them, you always want to move their hair in the opposite way it's supposed to lay, up towards their face to help it stand up and get fluffy. So I always move them to a dry area. I don't dry them and or wash them. I always let my son use the head shoot, and I always take the grass area, but he moves his girl over into the dry area too off the shoot just because. So before I do dry, I like to brush her hair up and just get that hair laid over the way I want it to, so it kind of helps stay in that pattern as we're drying. Likes this too. She loves the attention. Don't let her fool you with the wash. She loves brush the hair up on the legs. So blowing these girls out and brushing their hair every day is a really great routine to stay in. And along with that routine, we always spray a good conditioner in their hair once they're dry. And then every day, once we brush and dry them out or blow their hair out, we'll spray a good conditioner. It really helps keep good hair care and their hides nice and conditioned, especially in the winter when things are, dry and their hide can flake and their hair just doesn't grow as well and be as shiny and fluffy and full. So it's good to be in a routine to care for their hair every day, at least every other day, especially if you're going to be showing these girls. And we really enjoy doing it. The cows are my favorite personally. I love my girls. I love the big animals. I grew up with horses. I love all of our livestock, but I love the cows the most. They're my favorite, and their personalities are just amazing. And Domino here, she is my best friend. So I'm gonna go and check out what Austin's doing over here. She's getting Dice all dried and blowed out real nice. See, her hair is fluffing out nice and pretty. Another thing I love about having these heifers for 4-H and stuff is something me and my son can do together, and we spend a lot of time together and we learn together. Because this is our second year showing heifers, but this is our first year that we've gone to a different show besides for the county fair. And the reason why we chose to show heifers is because we're also investing into our farm and our livelihood as a family. So we don't sell these girls. We bring them back home and we breed them to raise beef for our family. So we're also building our herd here at our farm, which is awesome. And we get these girls as, you know, they're young, they're just under a year old. So we really have a lot of time to bond with them and work with them. So we can go up to any of our girls in the field and put a halter on them and walk them around and bring them up to the barn if they ever need anything. And we could just have a lot of one-on-one contact with them, and they trust us. So once they are bred and they get ready to calve, we can be there with them if they need assistance, and we know that they're not going to freak out and try to run off or, you know, risk hurting themselves or us in the process if they need any help. But I know that all our girls are going to do great. Once we're breeding them and they get ready to have babies, we pray over them all the time, and we're going to have good, healthy, strong babies, and we have good, healthy, strong mamas. So they're pretty much dry now, and we're just going to put a nice coat of conditioner on them, brush it in, let it soak into their hide real well, and then blow it in really good. So another thing with washing these girls is a lot of these shows start in the winter, but you still have to wash them. So if it is, I don't think I've ever washed these girls when it was below 35 degrees, maybe 40 degrees. You have to dry them completely dry, and it is time consuming. It's a long process. You need to make sure that you're really feeling into their hide and making sure that it is dry. So since it's nice and sunny and hot out today, they might not be completely dry. Making designs on my couch. And that's okay, because it's sunny and hot out, but we make sure they're pretty much dry. A little bit of dampness isn't going to hurt them when it's nice and hot and sunny. So I'm going to get this conditioner on her, and I'm going to comb it in and blow it in. This isn't the conditioner we normally use, but they had it on sale at our local Southern States, and whenever they have any kind of sprays for the cows on sale, we snatch them up. Because with the shows and then keeping up with their hair every day, every week, it adds up. But normally we buy a good conditioner in bulk, or we get the, I don't remember the name of it. We get it in a bottle that's super concentrated, so we just mix a little bit in our own spray bottle and then dilute it as it calls for, and that lasts us a lot longer. But you want to give a nice coat all over. Make sure you give them some treats because they love it and they're super cute. And as you're blowing all this in, I always like to make sure I pay attention to certain areas which are on the top line of their body, at their tail head, and then around in their armpits, because that's where their skin can get especially dry and flaky. And as you're blowing them, you can really look at their hide more to see those spots, and you can spray conditioner straight into their hide as you're blowing, and it gets in there a lot better. But working with our livestock and all, it's super therapeutic also. It just feels really good, and they love it. Since the flies are out, we're going to put some fly spray on them also before we put them back. Another thing we've done when we first got them is we just spent a lot of time with them out in their pen and their stalls, and get them halter broke ourselves. We don't buy our heifers halter broke, we do it ourselves. It's better to bond with them that way, and we like to put in all of the work and everything we do with our animals. And then we also will feed them straight out of the buckets while we're holding them, which gets them to bond with you also more and trust you. Because they are super flighty when we get them, of course. They're young, but it's a lot of time that you're investing into them, and we just love them. So it's totally worth it. And it teaches our son a lot, and he's grown so much since we started doing all of this, and it's just really beautiful to see. Last step, blowing in the conditioner. Last but not least is some floss spray. It's a nice mist. You know, the cleaner you keep them, the less flies they'll have anyways. And then I give my girl some more food. She can smell them from a mile away, I swear. She's so sweet. Yes, I have more. I do. So you can see a big difference from before we washed and after. She loves me. She really does. Going for a little walk. She loves to go for a walk. I love my girl. Isn't she beautiful? There's the berries. These are her best friends. Hi, Strawberry. Are you talking to him? Hi, little berry. Hi. Hi, Strawberry. Hi, Blueberry. Oh, you all are so sweet. This beautiful girl is due to have a baby in January. That'll be our first calf born here at the farm. This is who Little Man showed last year, and he did really well with her for her first year. He actually won Grand Champion Novice Showmanship and Reserve Grand Champion Market Commercial Heifer. Yeah, she's a good girl. Look at her with those babies. It's so cute. Domino, what are you doing? You like the babies?